You know Barrington Levy as the smooth voice behind some of reggae's biggest hits. But did you ever wonder what happened to him after the peak of his fame in the 80s? In this video, we break down his rise, his long break from the spotlight, and his unexpected comeback. By the end, you will have the full picture of Levy's career and why his music still hits hard today. Origins of a dancehall icon. Before Barrington Levy earned the nickname Mellow Canary, he was a young boy in Clarendon, Jamaica, full of energy, determination, and an undeniable gift for singing. Growing up in the heart of Jamaica's music scene, Levy was surrounded by the sounds of reggae, ska, and rocksteady, and it didn't take long for him to realize that music was more than just background noise. It was a calling. At just 12 years old, he teamed up with his cousin Everton Dacres to form the band Mighty Multitude. Together, they began experimenting with rhythms, harmonies, and lyrical storytelling, soaking up the influences of local musicians and sound system culture. Their first single, My Black Girl, released in 1977, was the beginning of Barrington's journey, a small but significant step into the world of professional music. While the single didn't become a commercial hit, it captured the attention of local fans and hinted at the talent that would soon take the reggae scene by storm. Performing at local sound systems, Levy quickly learned the importance of connecting with audiences. These live shows were more than performances. They were lessons in timing, crowd energy, and stage presence. Even at such a young age, Levy had a magnetic charisma, drawing people in with both his voice and his confidence. As word spread, recordings of his performances began circulating overseas, reaching audiences in England and the United States. This early exposure not only helped build his reputation internationally, but also gave Levy a sense of what it meant to be a professional musician, even before he had a hit single. By 1978, Levy was ready to strike out on his own. At 14, he released his debut solo single, A Long Time Since We Don't Have No Love. While it didn't top the charts, it displayed the raw power of his voice, the sincerity of his delivery, and a maturity beyond his years. Dancehall audiences began to anticipate his appearances, flocking to venues to see the young prodigy in action. This period was formative, giving Levy a foundation in live performance, recording techniques, and audience engagement that would carry him through the next decade of his career. The turning point came when he connected with producers Hyman Jaw Life, Wright, and Henry Junjo Laws. These collaborations produced some of his first hits, including Aya We Dea and Englishman, which cemented his status as a rising star. By 1980, with the release of his album Robin Hood, Barrington Levy was no longer just a talented teenager. He had become one of Jamaica's leading music stars, with his influence already extending beyond the island, particularly in the United Kingdom. His early years were a blend of passion, perseverance, and musical experimentation, setting the stage for the legendary career that would follow. Domination of the scene. Barrington Levy didn't just happen onto the reggae scene, he stormed it. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, this Jamaican singer had become a household name in dancehall, and it wasn't by accident. Born in Clarendon, Levy got his start in music as a teenager, forming the band Mighty Multitude with his cousin Everton Dacres in 1977. Their first single, My Black Girl, was the opening chapter in a story that would grow into a global phenomenon. Even though the song didn't climb the charts, it introduced Levy to the sound systems and local crowds that would shape him into one of reggae's most dynamic performers. By the time he was 14, Levy had launched a solo career with A Long Time Since We Don't Have No Love. It didn't become a hit, but the young performer's energy and raw talent made him a fixture at Jamaican dance halls, and people were starting to take notice. Levy's trajectory really began to accelerate when he connected with producers like Hyman Wright, who recorded a series of tracks with him before introducing him to Henry Junjo Laws. Laws and later Alvin Ranglin played key roles in shaping Levy's sound and pushing his career forward. Songs such as Aya We Dea, Englishman, and Skylarking became instant hits, and the combination of Levy's unique voice with the production skills of Laws and Ranglin created a winning formula. Beyond those early tracks, Levy's catalog exploded with singles like Shine Eye Girl, Wicked Intention, Jumpy Girl, Disco Music, reggae music, Never Tear My Love Apart, Ya, You Made Me So Happy, and When You're Young and in Love. These releases kept Levy constantly in the public eye and cemented his reputation as one of the era's most prolific reggae artists. He also experimented with duets alongside notable artists like Toyon, Jah Thomas, and Trinity, further expanding his range and audience appeal. Even as albums weren't the primary focus in Jamaica at the time, Levy released 4 before 1980, including Shaolin Temple, Bounty Hunter, Shine Eye Gal, and the critically acclaimed Englishman. These records were instrumental in building his international following, particularly in the United Kingdom. The release of Robin Hood in 1980 marked a turning point, positioning Levy as a major Jamaican star whose appeal extended well beyond the island. Around the same time, he debuted as a producer with the rare album Run Kumya, a showcase that highlighted his growing understanding of the recording process. Levy didn't slow down in the 1980s. Hit singles like Mary Long Tongue, In the Dark, Too Poor, I Have a Problem, Eventide Fire a Disaster, I'm Not in Love, You Have It, Love of Jah, Under Me Sensi, Tomorrow is Another Day, Robber Man, Black Roses, My Woman, and Money Move kept him at the forefront of the reggae scene. His UK tour in 1984 and the subsequent success of Under Me Sensi and Here I Come brought him broader recognition, with the latter reaching number 41 on the UK singles chart. Levy followed this with albums like Lifestyle, Money Move, and the British hit Here I Come, which earned him the Best Vocalist award at the British Reggae Awards that same year. By the late 1980s, Levy had scaled back on recording albums but remained active on stage and in the studio, playing reggae sunsplash almost every year from 1987 to 1995. His later collaborations, including covers of Bob Andy songs and work with Rebel MC on tribal bass, kept his career alive and evolving. Even his brief attempt to break into the US market with the 1993 Barrington album didn't achieve commercial success, but it didn't diminish the impact of his 1980s dominance. Barrington Levy's productivity, charisma, and collaborations during that decade didn't just make him a star. They made him a defining voice in reggae and dancehall whose influence resonates to this day. Missing in action for 21 years. By the early 1990s, Barrington Levy had firmly established himself as a cornerstone of reggae and dancehall music. Tracks like Under Me Sensi and Here I Come weren't just hits. They were anthems that defined a generation and cemented Levy's reputation as one of Jamaica's premier vocalists. His voice, charisma, and unique style had won him fans across the globe, making him a fixture on both local stages and international charts. Yet, just as the music world seemed to be his oyster, Levy made the unexpected decision to step away. There were no new albums, no chart-climbing singles, and no public appearances. For fans and the industry alike, it was a bewildering silence from a star at the height of his powers. In candid interviews, Levy later shed light on the factors behind his withdrawal. The pressures of constant production, relentless touring schedules, and the high demands of fame began to weigh heavily. Beyond the physical exhaustion, the emotional toll was significant. Levy realized he needed to pause, not because he lacked passion for music, but because he had to protect his personal life and mental health. The decision was not easy. Stepping back from a thriving career is daunting for any artist, but it became necessary for his overall well-being. His hiatus was also fueled by a growing dissatisfaction with the direction of reggae. Levy felt that the genre he had helped define was drifting toward commercialized formulas, losing the authenticity, depth, and cultural resonance that had originally drawn him in. For an artist who prized creative integrity, this shift was disheartening. Rather than compromise, Levy chose retreat, seeking time to reflect on his career, reconnect with his roots, and consider his next steps. During this period away from the spotlight, Levy remained productive in other meaningful ways. He invested in his community, establishing a radio station in Clarendon, Jamaica, that promoted the music he believed in and offered a platform for emerging talent. This venture allowed him to stay connected to the reggae scene and to influence the music industry from a different angle. He also focused on personal growth, taking the opportunity to nurture relationships, contemplate his artistic direction, and reinforce the values that had guided his life and career. Levy's eventual return to music was met with enthusiasm and celebration. Fans old and new were thrilled to hear the mellow canary once again lending his voice to fresh tracks and live performances. His comeback highlighted the wisdom in taking time away. He returned not only refreshed, but also with a renewed sense of purpose and artistic vision. Barrington Levy's 21-year hiatus is a compelling reminder that even the most iconic musicians need space to recharge. It underscores the importance of balancing career pressures with personal well-being and shows that stepping back can ultimately set the stage for a stronger, more impactful return. For Levy, the pause was not an end but a strategic interlude, allowing him to preserve his artistry, reaffirm his values, and continue shaping reggae for generations to come. Revival and reinvention. You know what they say. Legends never fade, they just take a really long nap. For Barrington Levy, that nap lasted over 2 decades, but when he returned in the 2000s, he did so with the same charisma and vocal magic that had made him a global reggae icon. After years away from recording studios and international stages, Levy re-entered the music scene with a renewed sense of purpose, demonstrating that time away had only sharpened his artistry and deepened his creative vision. His return began in 2013, with a collaboration alongside Mr. Vegas on the single Love the Way She Love. The track was a perfect blend of old-school reggae and modern sensibilities, signaling that Levy was not just revisiting his past, but also embracing the present. His performance showcased his signature smooth vocal runs and emotive delivery, while the production gave the song a contemporary edge that resonated with both longtime fans and newer audiences discovering his music for the first time. This release marked the beginning of a new chapter, re-establishing Levy as a relevant and dynamic force in the reggae world. Building on this momentum, Levy released Acoustica Levy in 2015. The album stripped down his most beloved hits, including Prison Oval Rock and Black Roses, into acoustic arrangements that highlighted the nuance, clarity, and expressive power of his voice. By removing heavy instrumentation, Levy allowed listeners to hear the heart of each song, his tone carrying both nostalgia and renewed vitality. The album's intimate sound earned widespread acclaim and culminated in a Grammy nomination for Best Reggae Album in 2016, a recognition of his enduring talent and adaptability as an artist. Levy continued to push creative boundaries with collaborations that expanded his reach beyond traditional reggae circles. In 2021, he joined Gorillaz and Jelani Blackman on the track. Meanwhile, blending reggae with alternative and electronic elements. This daring partnership introduced Levy to a younger, international audience and further cemented his status as a versatile musician capable of thriving in diverse musical landscapes. Despite this impressive resurgence, fans are still eagerly awaiting his long-promised album Survivor. Initially conceived in 2011 under the working title It's About Time, the project has been anticipated for years. The first single, GSOAT, released in 2017, gave a glimpse of the album's potential, blending Levy's classic vocal strength with contemporary production. But the full album has yet to see the light of day. Its eventual release is expected to showcase not only the legacy that fans cherish, but also Levy's ongoing evolution as an artist. Barrington Levy's comeback is a story of resilience, reinvention, and timeless talent. He didn't merely return to music, he adapted, explored, and expanded his artistry, proving that even after decades away, true musicians can reclaim their place at the forefront. As anticipation builds for Survivor, one thing is certain: Barrington Levy's influence, creativity, and unmistakable voice continue to inspire listeners around the world, and his legacy remains as vital as ever. A unique vocal legacy. There are singers whose voices you hear and immediately recognize, and then there's Barrington Levy. Known as the Mellow Canary, Levy has a sound that is instantly identifiable, a mixture of smooth sweetness and raw edge that cuts through any mix of instruments or noise. From his earliest singles in the late 1970s to his more recent projects, his voice has carried a signature clarity, playful runs, and a melodic agility that set him apart from virtually every other reggae or dancehall performer of his era. But what makes Levy's tone so special, and why has it earned him a place in the pantheon of reggae greats? The nickname Mellow Canary isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a perfect description of his gift. His voice has a lightness that can float effortlessly over a rhythm, yet it can also dig deep and convey weighty emotion when the song calls for it. Listening to tracks like Here I Come or Under Me Sensi, you hear a singer who knows exactly how to balance smooth delivery with rhythmic intensity. His high-pitched flourishes and playful improvisations give his songs a sense of joy, while his ability to stretch a note and add subtle inflections brings an emotional depth that few vocalists can match. Levy's style manages to be technically impressive without ever sounding forced. It feels entirely natural, as though the melody is simply a part of him. Beyond the technical brilliance, Levy's voice has had a profound impact on the next generations of reggae and dancehall artists. Singers and DJs alike have cited his phrasing, tone, and improvisational style as influential in shaping modern vocal approaches within the genre. From the playful vocal runs of early 90s dancehall stars to the melodic structures of contemporary reggae pop, Levy's fingerprint can be felt in countless recordings. Artists admire his ability to maintain clarity and emotion, even when performing rapid-fire verses or complex melodic passages. His approach to rhythm, timing, and vocal texture has become a reference point for singers aiming to bring both skill and personality to their performances. What makes Levy particularly remarkable is how his unique style blends accessibility with artistry. Casual listeners might find themselves humming along to a catchy chorus, while more discerning fans and musicians can appreciate the nuances of his phrasing, subtle variations, and pitch control. That dual appeal has allowed him to transcend strict genre boundaries, inspiring not just reggae and dancehall performers, but also artists working in pop, hip-hop, and electronic music who seek expressive, memorable vocal textures. Even after decades in the industry, Levy's voice remains as compelling as ever. His recordings from the 2010s, including acoustic reworkings of classics and collaborations with contemporary artists, showcase a singer who has retained both his signature tone and his adventurous spirit. Levy's vocal legacy is more than just a collection of hits. It's a template for how to bring personality, skill, and emotional honesty to every performance. Global influence and collabs. Few artists manage to leap from local legend to international icon, but Barrington Levy has done just that, taking his unmistakable voice and infectious rhythms from the streets of Jamaica to stages and studios around the globe. Known for his signature tone and magnetic presence, Levy has built bridges across genres and generations, proving that reggae and dancehall can resonate far beyond the Caribbean. His global reach isn't just about where he performs, it's about who he works with and how his influence shapes music worldwide. Levy's collaborations read like a map of musical cross-pollination, highlighting both his adaptability and his vision for connecting artists and audiences. In 2021, he appeared on Gorillaz's track, Meanwhile, alongside young British talent Jelani Blackman, a collaboration that fused reggae's timeless pulse with experimental alternative and electronic elements. The track not only introduced Levy to a new generation of listeners, but also underscored his ability to merge tradition with contemporary trends. Decades earlier, in the early 1990s, Levy had already demonstrated this cross-cultural flair with Rebel MC on Tribal Bass. He blended dancehall rhythms with British electronic influences to create music that felt fresh yet authentic. These collaborations reveal Levy's openness to innovation while remaining firmly rooted in his signature sound, ensuring his voice continues to resonate across styles and eras. Beyond the studio, Levy's global influence is equally apparent in his live performances. His sets at major festivals have consistently earned acclaim, drawing diverse audiences and expanding reggae's reach. At the 2023 Glastonbury Festival, he performed on the West Holt stage, captivating fans with a career-spanning repertoire that highlighted both his classic hits and newer work. These performances showcase reggae's universal appeal, demonstrating that Levy's music can engage listeners who might not typically seek out the genre. By sharing stages with artists from rock, pop, and electronic backgrounds, Levy effectively carries Jamaican rhythms to global audiences, translating the energy of dancehall and reggae into a universally understood musical language. Levy's global influence is further recognized through formal accolades. Rolling Stone magazine ranked him at number 119 on its 2023 list of the 200 greatest singers of all time, acknowledging not just his exceptional vocal talent, but also his enduring impact on music worldwide. This recognition signals that Levy's relevance is not confined to nostalgia. He continues to inspire artists, influence genres, and connect audiences across continents. Throughout his international career, Levy has balanced collaboration and personal artistry, proving that a seasoned musician can expand influence without compromising identity. Whether lending his voice to a young producer's track, performing at iconic festivals, or reimagining his classic songs for modern ears, Levy exemplifies how reggae and dancehall can speak a global language. His work demonstrates that music rooted in Jamaican culture can transcend borders, uniting fans and artists alike under the rhythm of his enduring voice. Beyond music. When people think of Barrington Levy, the first thing that comes to mind is usually his signature vocals or his dancehall hits. But Levy is much more than a legendary singer. He's an entrepreneur, a cultural advocate, and a family man who has used his success to make a tangible impact beyond the recording studio. His story outside music is a fascinating chapter that shows how an artist can leverage influence to benefit both community and culture. One of Levy's most ambitious ventures is his investment in Roses FM, a radio station based in his native Clarendon, Jamaica. Through this platform, he promotes high-quality reggae music and supports emerging artists, helping to preserve the integrity of the genre he helped define. Levy has often spoken about the importance of cultural preservation, emphasizing that reggae and dancehall are not just entertainment, they are expressions of Jamaican identity, history, and spiritual life. By curating playlists featuring interviews and promoting grassroots talent, Levy ensures that the spirit of authentic reggae continues to reach both local listeners and international audiences tuning in online. Family is another cornerstone of Levy's life. He has maintained a close connection with his children, passing on his love of music and creativity. His son, Crishane, has followed in his father's footsteps and carved out his own musical path, signing with Atlantic Records and making a name for himself in the pop and reggae crossover space. Levy has often expressed pride in seeing the next generation carry the torch, blending his legacy with their own unique sounds. This balance of mentorship and support is a testament to his dedication, not just to music, but to family as a guiding force in his life. Levy's personal life is also rooted in his spiritual beliefs. As a practicing Rastafarian, he draws inspiration from the faith's emphasis on unity, respect, and cultural awareness. His spiritual practice informs both his music and his entrepreneurial decisions, guiding him to invest in projects that uplift the community and maintain the dignity of Jamaican culture. It's this alignment of faith, family, and professional pursuits that gives Levy a distinctive presence in the entertainment world. He's not just performing, he's shaping the ecosystem around him. Beyond business and family, Levy is an outspoken advocate for quality in reggae music. He has frequently criticized the dilution of the genre in mainstream outlets and encourages upcoming artists to maintain authenticity in their recordings. Whether speaking in interviews or mentoring young talent, Levy emphasizes the importance of creativity paired with discipline and respect for the genre's roots. He has consistently used his platform to highlight music that educates, inspires, and carries forward the stories and struggles of the Jamaican people. Through Roses FM, his support for Crishane, his Rastafarian values, and his advocacy for cultural preservation, Barrington Levy has built a life that extends well beyond the stage. He demonstrates that true influence is measured not only by awards or hits, but by the positive impact one can have on music, community, and family. Levy's work ensures that the legacy of reggae remains alive and thriving for generations, and his multifaceted approach offers a model for artists looking to create enduring influence both on and off the stage. Barrington Levy proves that being a legend isn't limited to albums and concerts. It's about investing in culture, nurturing the next generation, and staying true to your values. From radio stations to family guidance, Levy continues to shape the world of reggae in ways that transcend music, showing us all that his voice, both on the mic and off, matters. What's next? If you thought Barrington Levy had peaked decades ago, think again. The Jamaican legend shows no signs of slowing down, and fans around the world are eagerly watching to see what the mellow canary will do next. After decades of defining reggae and dancehall, Levy's career is entering a new phase, one that promises fresh music, continued international performances, and a deepening cultural impact. Central to the excitement is the long-awaited album, Survivor. Fans have been waiting years for this project, and anticipation is at a fever pitch, with singles like GSOAT already giving a taste of what's to come. Survivor is expected to blend Levy's classic vocal style with contemporary production and collaborations. This highlights both his enduring talent and his ability to evolve with the times. The album is poised to reaffirm Levy's relevance, showing that even decades after his early hits, he can still produce music that resonates across generations and cultures. Levy's return to the recording studio is only one part of the story. His live performances continue to draw international audiences, with festival appearances and tours keeping him in the spotlight. Whether performing on iconic stages like Glastonbury or smaller, more intimate venues, Levy brings the energy, charisma, and precision that made him a dancehall sensation. Each performance serves as both entertainment and cultural transmission, introducing his signature style to new listeners while reminding longtime fans why he remains a pillar of reggae music. Beyond music, Levy's influence extends to shaping how reggae and dancehall are perceived globally. Through mentoring younger artists, engaging in collaborations, and maintaining projects like his radio station, Roses FM, he continues to cultivate a space for authentic Jamaican music to thrive. Levy's ongoing advocacy for quality and culturally grounded music ensures that the next generation of performers has role models who value both artistry and heritage. In a world where music trends shift constantly, Levy's presence offers stability, authenticity, and inspiration. Looking forward, Levy seems committed to balancing his legacy with forward momentum. He's a rare artist who can honor his past while embracing new directions, proving that experience doesn't have to limit innovation. Fans can expect a mix of nostalgic hits reimagined alongside fresh tracks that reflect current global sounds, collaborations with emerging artists, and a continuation of the infectious energy that has characterized his live shows for decades. Levy's future also promises to reinforce his role as a cultural ambassador. By continuing to perform internationally, mentor younger talent, and invest in music initiatives, he strengthens the global visibility of Jamaican music and heritage. His influence stretches beyond the stage or recording studio. He's shaping how reggae and dancehall are celebrated and preserved worldwide. Barrington Levy's next chapter is about more than just releasing new songs. It's about sustaining a lifelong commitment to music, culture, and community. With Survivor on the horizon, ongoing global performances, and a continued push for authenticity, Levy demonstrates that a legendary career can keep evolving. The world is watching, and one thing is clear. The Mellow Canary isn't just surviving, he's thriving, inspiring, and proving that great music never goes out of style. Barrington Levy's story is more than just a collection of hits. It's a journey of talent, resilience, and reinvention. From a young boy in Clarendon with a voice too big to ignore, to a dancehall prodigy, a global reggae icon, and a cultural ambassador, Levy has shown us what it means to evolve without losing your essence. His path wasn't always smooth. Hiatuses, industry frustrations, and personal challenges tested him. But each pause only made his return stronger and more inspiring. Whether you're listening to his early classics like Here I Come, vibing to the acoustic brilliance of Acoustica Levy, or discovering his collaborations with Gorillaz and Rebel MC, one thing is clear. Levy's voice transcends time, style, and borders. He doesn't just perform, he connects, teaching us about authenticity, creativity, and the enduring power of reggae. And it's not just about music. Levy's work with community projects, radio initiatives, and mentoring younger artists shows how a true legend invests in the future while honoring the past. His legacy is living proof that greatness is measured not only in chart-topping hits, but in the influence you leave behind. So, what's next for Barrington Levy? Fans are eagerly awaiting Survivor, ready to see what new heights he'll reach. Until then, we celebrate a career that has inspired generations, united cultures, and reminded us that some voices never fade. They simply keep getting stronger. If you loved exploring the life and legacy of Barrington Levy, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next dive into the stories behind your favorite music legends.